Hey everybody, Jim Gonzalez, EDI support. Welcome to another Wednesday of doing some live and talking about some information to hopefully to help you out. That's really what this is all about. This is all about us trying to help you out, give you a little information. Uh, and today, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about things to keep in mind when integrating EDI with Shopify. And the reason I'm going to talk about that today is I constantly have a lot of companies reach out. A lot of companies reach out. They're usually startups. I'm not saying that everybody uses Shopify as a startup, but I'm saying there's a lot of times when people lead with the, hey, how do I integrate EDI with Shopify? Um, that pretty much tells me that they're a smaller organization, drop shipping. That's their main focus. That's what they're leading with. That's what they're talking about. So that's what they need help with. Usually, when they're medium to larger company, that's a secondary thought. Shopify becomes a secondary thought because they're leading with, hey, I want to do EDI with this company, this company, this company, this company, and we happen to use this ERP or this system on the back end or customized or whatever. And for our e-commerce portion of products, we're handling a lot of that through Shopify. So it's not that it's led with how do I integrate with Shopify. It's more of Shopify is at the end. So with that being explained, I know that was a long-winded piece of it. People constantly go, well, I can get Shopify and it's a couple clicks and up and running, and I have an account and I'm good to go. Now, I need to also do EDI. And I have all of my inventory in Shopify. I have it all cleaned up. I have everything in there. So out the gate, is there anything that comes out of the box that says you are EDI compliant with an integration to Shopify? I can tell you, yes. Reason being is because I can make you EDI compliant in a couple clicks. And what that means is, do you have an EDI system? There's plenty of platforms out there that you can sign up for, and you are now EDI compliant. But the truth of the matter is this. Are you set up and configured with processing via Shopify with your various trading partners out the box, integrated, working seamlessly? No. A lot of times you have to go through, you have to establish that relationship, you have to set it up for API and all of those things. And typically it's being done on a per client basis. And the reason it is because each client might have different features that they rely on inside of Shopify, and they might have other back-end systems that they rely on. Maybe they also induce, I don't know, QuickBooks or Xero or from a financial processing, or maybe they have Sage 100 and Shopify. Maybe there's a whole gambit of different ways, or as they call it, tech stacks that people utilize. When it comes, Shopify is usually your basis of how do I handle my products online from an e-commerce standpoint. Okay. Now, what you're doing is, if you're processing EDI through Shopify, is yes, you can still be doing e-commerce, but what happens if your product does well and they want to bring you into the store? And now they're saying, hey, guess what? I'm putting you on a shelf. I'm giving you this end cap, or I'm doing all of these things because your product is doing great on an e-commerce. Let's see what we can do if we put you in a couple stores, or if we put you in all of our stores, or however that's going to be. Well, that's a whole different method of handling shipping and packaging and pricing and all of those wonderful things. So is that integration EDI platform going to be set up and configured the right way with Shopify? Is Shopify going to be the answer to all of that? That's for you to determine. But I can tell you, usually out the gate, Anybody says we have an off-the-shelf EDI compliant integration with Shopify, all that means is their platform talks with Shopify. You give in your login credentials to get into your Shopify account. They put that into the API, and guess what? They're connected. Doesn't mean you're compliant. Doesn't mean that your trading partner testing has all been taken care of. Doesn't mean that all of the steps that trading partner needs you to go through are configured and handled. Not at all. Doesn't mean that it's going to interact with Shopify the exact way you want it to. There's still configurations that need to be done. There's still testing that needs to be done. There's still implementation services that need to be done. Project management, all of those things. So don't think you're getting an out-of-the-box solution. It's simply saying our system can talk with that system. Doing an API connection is communication. Did it respond correctly? Yes. Okay. Now what? Oh, that's right. We have to configure it for the way that we want it to work. So I'm just letting you know that. Why do I have to do testing if you already have done it before with other companies? Importance of end-to-end testing. Well, first off, most trading partners aren't just going to assume because you're using somebody, whether this is SPS, TrueCommerce, EasyCom, Interlink Commerce, all these other platform-based entities, or Boomi or Just Transform or whoever, trading partners still going to require you to go through testing. They're not going to just say, oh, well, you use so-and-so, so you're good. Really, what that's being done is if they're already, I hate to always pick on them, but they are the retail gorilla. If you're working with SPS Commerce and SPS Commerce happens to do the EDI processing for that trading partner, and they're in that SPS community, well, guess what? If you're also using SPS, they can say to you, oh yeah, you've passed testing, you're good to go. Yeah, because they own the full platform. But that doesn't mean everything's up and running and everything's 100%. So even with Shopify, every EDI trading partner is going to request testing. They want you to go through testing. They want you to make sure things are working. They may put you through testing that doesn't make sense. They may ask you to do things that you're going to have to ask for an exemption for because you'll never go across it again. And it's not something that your business is ever going to be set up for. So when it comes to Shopify and it comes to platforms that of the same nature, Shopify just happens to be one of the largest e-commerce platforms that are out there to enable people. And that's from small to enterprise, however you want to get startup to enterprise. My take is don't get sold on we can automate this. You can click a button just to add Costco, just to add Walmart, just to add Target, just to add Amazon, just to make those established connections go like that. It's not going to happen. You're getting sold a bill of goods that's not going to be fulfilled. When companies out there and platforms out there say that they can get you set up and we'll have you done in 2 days. Okay. How long does it take to get onto your implementation schedule? How does your backlog look? What happens after those 2 days? What are you going to be held accountable for? If you don't meet our requirements, you're telling me 2-3 days. What happens? Do I get a reduction in rate? Do I get to charge you because you haven't hit the deadline? Think about all those things. What's going to happen if you have somebody come to your house and they're supposed to build you a back patio, and that back patio is now taking 3 months overtime of what they told you? Are you going to feel good with that contractor? Are you going to want to use them? Figure those things out. Too many people get sold a bill of goods that is not being fulfilled. So doing testing is to make sure that everything is compliant, to make sure you're fulfilling the needs and the things that the trading partner is asking for, and there's no way of getting around it. Don't care who you work with. Don't care who they say, oh, well, they're already on our platform. That's cool. They're already on your platform. Then get them before you even sign up to sign off and say, hey, can we do an email to Amazon, Walmart, any of those? or whoever's on your platform and say, hey, Amerisource, are we already compliant? If I sign this contract, does that make me EDI compliant and I'm ready to go? That means everything's worked through. It'll integrate with my Shopify. I'll have no problems. Nobody will have any qualms. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just being realistic and trying to put you in a light that you understand what you're getting in for. Now, do you need an ERP or other system to work with most trading partners? It all depends on you. Do you have a full fulfillment 4PL, as they're calling it, that handles all of your processing? They store your goods, they handle inventory, they bring it in, they do all these things. They ship it for you, purchase orders come into them. You just essentially get cut a check. Well, guess what? You could do all of that accounting through a spreadsheet. Talk with your CPA firm, talk with the people that handle your accounting. Do you need QuickBooks? Do you need Xero? Do you need Odoo? Do you need any of these other, facilitators of going through and tracking your finances? Or can you do all of it through Shopify? You have to find that out. You have to figure that out. Is there other things that you need to integrate that data with? Or is Shopify the end all be all? And is it going to be that way as you grow? I can't answer that for you. But what I can say is not everybody that I run across has an ERP. Not every company that I deal with has anything outside of Shopify. Some of them do all of it through there because they're doing paperwork on the back end, or they're getting as much as they need out of there to print out a report to send to their bookkeeper or to send to whoever handles it for them. So don't get sold a bill of goods that you have to have an ERP. You don't have to. It all comes down to your company scenario and how you have things set up. But if you do, understand how you need the data to flow. Understand if you have inventory tracking that you need to do, if you have all these other litany things. And if you need an ERP consultant, hit us up. I can give you some references, somebody to talk to help you navigate if you truly need an ERP or not, or a WMS or a TMS or whatever you're looking at, whatever type of system you're thinking, hey, do I really need this? If you don't have a consultant to help you out or a company to help you out, reach out to me. I can send you onto a group of people that can help you out. I have a lot of people on my email contacts, whatever you want to call it, my phone. I was going to say an old school Rolodex. Now I'm really aging myself. But anyways, so when you're coming down, don't come down on yourself. Doesn't matter the size of your company. I run across companies that, like I said, are the brand new startups that are, less than $1 million or $1 million a year in revenue, to companies that are billions in revenue. It doesn't matter where you're at or what you're doing. It matters on fulfilling what your clients are asking for, handling that information, and doing all of those things. My recommendation is, if you are shipping product, and again, this is just my advice and my thoughts, I would have something, an ERP. It doesn't have to be robust. It can facilitate the needs that you have right now. But if you're in the retail space, well, guess what? If you're doing drop ship, well, guess what? You might get lucky. And somebody might want to bring you in store instead of just being an e-commerce entity. And I'm not saying that there's a bad thing of being an e-commerce entity. I'm just simply saying, are you prepared if somebody wants to bring you into a physical store? Or are you prepared if somebody wants to actually buy pallets of your goods to resell? Think about that. How is your company structured with the technology that you're using to build and grow? So when it comes to Shopify, what did we learn? We learned that you can use Shopify as being your end all be all. It all depends on your organization. We've also learned out the box, off the shelf, however they want to define it, however they want to do it. I would love to have conversations with anybody that says, hey, if you buy a Shopify account and you need to interact with Amazon, it takes us an hour. Reach out. Hey, change my mindset. Give me an understanding. Come on, let's do a session together. Let's talk about these things. Again, this is just my advice, and this is what I've run through in my 25 years of doing this. So when you're coming across it and you're thinking, hey, I have Shopify and I want to deal with, AFES dropship. Can I do all that through Shopify? Yes. Can I go to a provider and click a few buttons and all of a sudden everything's set up for me and I'm running live and AFES now sees me as a vendor? I'm going to tell you no. No matter how many people say they do EDI validation or they do, we get trading partners set up in 2 hours or less. They may get them set up. They haven't worked them through testing. The fastest I've ever set up a full-on EDI trading partner was 6 hours. That's 6 hours straight that I worked on it because they had to get it set up or they were going to lose the Walmart account. How many people do you think are going to dedicate at these different companies direct 6 hours, one person knocking it through, working with you as a customer, and you just work together and bang the thing out, and get lucky enough to have a technical person on the other side that is willing to help you get it knocked out. Understand that trading partner resources are who you have to rely on too. So it's not just a platform. It's not just a solution that you go with. It's not just a consulting firm or implementation firm or whatever it may be. So out the box, no, I just don't see it. And do you need an ERP in particular? No. You could need one in your type of scenario, but do you need one? No. Trading partners don't care how you run it. Trading partners don't care if you have somebody that literally writes down or prints off an order and then writes on that order and then physically walks it to a warehouse or walks it and drives it over to another company and says, here, fulfill this. Waits for that product, sees that product. If you want to spend your money that way, they don't care. As long as the product's getting to them, getting to their shelves and getting to the customer and doing all those things, they could care less how you do it. But they are going to have requirements of testing, making sure that you're compliant and you're doing the things that they're asking you for. Whether that be you, a 3PL, 4PL, however you want to engage it, or an outsourced, fully managed EDI service that's doing all of it for you. So that's it. I mean, that's what I have for today, is talking about Shopify, because like I said, a lot of people have reached out. A lot of companies are asking questions. How does it work with Shopify? What do I need to do? Shopify does have a nice API, it has a lot of availability to this data, all of those things. So getting it set up, yeah, you can. You can get them linked to a lot of different platforms, a lot of different solutions, a lot of different things. You can have the data move with an ERP or not with an ERP or whatever. So that's my take on it. If you have anything that you need, don't hesitate, reach out. Jim Gonzalez, EDI support. As always, please, please, please follow our YouTube channel. Send me a comment, subscribe to our LinkedIn, do all of those things and join our Discord group. We're trying to get the information out there. Again, I'm not the end all be all when it comes to this stuff. There's plenty of other people that have been doing it just as long or longer than me. And of course, our team is here to help you out. But look in that sections area. There should be a link. You can grab in, join in. Send me information. Send me something that you want to know and want me to talk about. Anyways, so have a great rest of your week. And again, Jim Gonzalez, EDI Support, LLC. Reach out if you need any help. Take care.